You know, our society is really losing its authenticity. I remember there was a time when you would meet someone, and upon meeting this person, you would get this sense of individuality. You get this sense of uniqueness. This person that was in front of you was unlike any other person that you've ever met in your life, right? But nowadays, everything and every other person you meet just feels the same. You don't get this sense of uniqueness. You don't get this sense of individuality. Everyone seems as if they're just trying to fit into this box or fit into this paradigm that society has created, right? And so my question is, what happened to the authenticity? What happened to the people who weren't afraid of going against society's programming? What happened to the people who weren't afraid of standing outside the box and being themselves? What happened to those people? When did we become this generic society where everyone is just trying to fit in or be the same person? What happened? See, I believe that happiness is found in authenticity. And what I mean by that is the only way you're going to find happiness, true happiness in this life, is by being your most authentic self. By living up to your standards, by living up to your desires, by being the most authentic you. That's the only way you're going to find happiness in this life. And in this society, we have too many people who are trying to fit in. Too much people who are afraid of going against the grain. Too much people who are afraid of standing outside the box. And as long as we spend all this time trying to fit in, then we never truly find happiness. We live in a generation where everyone turns on the camera and you see this lifestyle, you see the glamour, you see the pseudo happiness. But when the camera turns on, you have a bunch of unhappy people. Behind the glamour, behind the fallacy, behind the act for social media, you have all these unhappy and lonely people. Because everyone is trying to put on a show. Everyone is trying to be a puppet. Everyone is trying to be something that they're not to appease the eyes of other people. But my question is, what about you? What about appeasing your own self? What about making yourself happy? What about being authentic for you? We spend so much time trying to live up to the expectation of society and other people to the point where we neglect our own selves. We neglect our own desires. Right? What happened to your own self? See, I believe that every single one of us is an expression of God, right? And what I mean by that is every single one of us is an expression of love. And therefore, every single one of us is meant to be unique, is meant to be different, is meant to be special because we are special, is meant to be authentic. Right? And so to neglect yourself and to not be authentic is to neglect God. Is to neglect the love that is within you. To go against yourself is to do a disservice to something that is higher than you. To go against yourself is to go against God. And we spend so much time trying to get in touch with society to the point where we never truly get in touch with our true selves. We never truly find ourselves, rather. Most people spend a large majority of their lives being someone else, and they don't even know themselves. And the only way you're gonna know yourself is when you start living up to your own desires. You start walking in your own path. See, each and every single one of us has a unique path. Each and every single one of us has a road that we're meant to take. No two roads are the same. Everyone is different. Therefore, what this person does is not meant for you, right? What your friends do, you're not meant to do. What your family wants you to do, you're not meant to do. You're meant to be you. You're meant to be your own self. You're meant to walk your own road, right? You're not meant to live up to your parents' expectations. You're not meant to live up to your friends' expectations. You're not meant to live up to even your religion's expectation. And that's deep. And, I'm not going to get into that right now. But the only expectation you're meant to live up to is your own. Right? That's what authenticity is. Living up to the true you. Getting in touch with your higher self. Know thyself. And when you know thyself, don't be afraid to walk in your own path. And here's the thing. When you begin to live life on your terms, when you begin to be authentic and to live life based on you and your expectations and your desires, you're gonna lose people. People are gonna fall out of your life. Some of your family are gonna stop talking to you. Your friends, right? The people who you knew as a child, you're gonna lose some of them, right? And all that is meant to happen because you're transitioning into the person that you are meant to be. And if you have people in your life who don't want to see you grow, who don't want to see you become the highest and the most authentic version of yourself, then they shouldn't be in your life. Right? You can't take everyone with you. Right? Not everyone is meant to be in your life forever. Some people are just meant to be there for a season, or 2 seasons, or 3 seasons. They're like those characters in movies who, after a while, they either fall off or they die. And that's how life is. But the show goes on. The show doesn't stop. Therefore, when people leave your life for you being true to you, allow them to fall off. Allow them to go. Cherish the memories that you have with them, but be at peace knowing that it's meant to happen. They're just meant to be a short, page in your book, or a short episode in your story, or a short season in your story. But don't be afraid to lose people. It's all a part of life. I've said so many times in my previous videos, and I feel like this is something that I am gonna keep saying. The number one relationship that you have is the one that you have with yourself. Right? And to cultivate that relationship with yourself is to get in touch with the real you. It's to start living life on your terms. It's to start being authentic. We spend so much time cultivating the relationships that we have with other people to the point where we neglect our own selves. We neglect our own desires. We neglect our own wishes. Because we spend all this time trying to live up to society's expectation, trying to live up to our parents' expectations, trying to live up to the expectations of our friends. But what about you? When are you gonna start being there for you? When are you gonna start living life for you? Life is given to us only once. As far as we know, this is the only life we have. So do you truly want to waste it trying to fit in? Do you truly want to waste it trying to live up to everyone's expectations except your own? When you're 80 years old, 75 years old, 90 years old, lying on your deathbed, do you want to look back and say, I wish I've been true to me. I wished I've lived life on my terms. I wish that I've been authentic. Do you truly want to do that? Because for me, right, life isn't worth living if I cannot even be my own damn self. Life isn't worth living if I spend all this time being someone else instead of being me. Life isn't worth living. We're here for a reason. Like I said, we're all an expression of God. And that expression seeks to know itself to the fullest. It seeks to be itself. And so when you stifle yourself, you're stifling the peace of God that is within you. You're stifling something which is greater than all of us. So I see all this to say, be yourself to the fullest. Embrace who you are. Don't try to fit into society. Don't try to live up to other people's expectations. Live up to yours. Right? Stay true to who you are. Who you are is who you're meant to be. Right? You are meant to be authentic. You're meant to walk your own path, walk your own road. Design life how you want your life to be. But don't go against yourself. The highest form of blasphemy is to go against one's own self. Because like I said, within every one of us, there's a piece of God. So to go against yourself is to go against God. So be yourself to the fullest. Embrace who you are. Because who you are is who you're meant to be. And life is a lot more meaningful when you stay true to yourself. Peace and blessings.